Hello, welcome to Local Edition. I'm Leslie Leyton. An overhaul of our education laws means more influence for our states. And with us now is Young Kim, Assemblywoman, to tell us more about what that means for our teachers and our students here in California. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Education is one of my priorities as a representative, not only for my district, but I've made it a priority when I went to Sacramento. And in the state of California, my colleagues and I have focused on education reform that will provide quality education. As you know, the Supreme Court ruled that providing quality education is a constitutional right for all of our students. So with that in mind, at the state level, there are three education reforms that I'm pushing through. One is reforming the antiquated LIFO, last in, first out, when it comes to discussing the teacher layoffs. We truly deserve to have a quality teachers that are enthusiastic and that are passionate with fresh ideas. But LIFO does disservice in that regard.
So meaning that experience
and
talent is more important than just tenure, how long you've been there, your contributions. And even when everyone agrees that education is important, measuring that has always been the state of
You're hitting
conflict.
the right note there. So teacher evaluation is another thing that we're very focused on, because we know effective teachers can be measured. So it needs to be results oriented. So we want to make sure the teachers are evaluated with the proper results that can show that they are really effective. And you also talked about the teacher tenure thing. Currently in the state of California, it just takes 2 years for a teacher to be permanently tenured into teaching. What we want to do is increase that into maybe another year, because we truly believe teachers are there for a reason. They want to be a good teacher, provide quality education. And we believe one additional year to provide professional development training will be helpful for the teachers themselves to be an effective teacher. Again, at the end of the day, all these reforms are geared towards providing quality education, putting kids first, but at the same time, providing enough tools for the teachers to do what they need to do best and love, and that's teaching.
Now, it seems that the last in, first out, if you do away with that, is going to put more emphasis on the evaluations. And while evaluations are always good intended, how do you propose designing those evaluations so you get the best understanding of the performance of these teachers?
We can, individual schools obviously will have to work closely within the school districts, but again, it could be in the measuring through the test scores. That's just one of the ways. But we will have a matrix that individual school districts will have to follow. And it can be measured, and I believe there is some metrics that we can look into too.
Yeah, well, what are some of the other elements? Because test scores have always been one, and some say that's not necessarily the best, because then you're teaching to the test, and different students have different abilities. What other areas would you look at?
API has been, I believe, eliminated, and I think we can use that as another measuring element of that as well.
Okay. Where does this stand moving forward? You're on the Education Committee. What's the next step?
Come January, we go back to session, and we will have those items that early in 2015, all of these reform bills that we talked about have been tabled off into a study session. We want to bring those back and actually talk about moving forward.
All right. Assemblywoman Young Kim, glad you were here. Thanks for being here. Glad you're here too. I'm Leslie Leyton.